Some guy woke up from a nap and thought he was having a seizure, so he went to go check on him. What a goddamn shock they both had. Ex-inmates of Reddit, what was the stupidest thing you've seen a new inmate do on his first day in prison? Told a kid there was a pool out at yard. Guard saw him waiting to go out in shorts with his shower towel and asked him what he was doing. Kid said, "I'm gonna go swimming outside. It looks nice. Don't think I've laughed so hard in my life. It's unoriginal but always funny." Worked as a corrections officer, a guy got busted for sexual assault of a minor, figured everyone else in the tank was on similar charges, so began talking openly about it, feeling he was safe. We had to subdue 5 guys who jumped him in the rec yard. The guy was sent to the hospital as he was fairly unresponsive. He was sent to protective custody after that. Kid came in and, I assume he has watched a lot of movies cause he figured he'd fight the biggest guy on the range. Lol. He wasn't even the toughest guy in the hospital he woke up in. Obligatory not me, but I know a guy, and his cellmate was a young 19-year-old kid. The kid was confused and in the course of talking about their lives, admitted he was bi. The guy I know told him, "Hey man, that's cool, but don't tell that to anyone else in here." Seriously. I saw this show with a gay prisoner in it. He wanted to be in solitary. Somebody tried to rape him, so he grabbed their balls and squeezed hard. Then, with balls still in hand, he twisted them and flipped himself over. This idiot walked right into a Mexican gang meeting and almost got beaten up. Source, I'm the idiot. Edit, I was in jail, not prison. My mistake. Again, I'm idiot. Second edit, since many people are asking. From what I understand, the difference between prison and jail is this. Jail is for sentences of less than a year, whereas prison is for sentences of over a year, varying from state to state. Jails are run by the city or county, prisons are run by the state or federal government. You can go to jail to await your trial before sentencing, then have to be sent back to jail or to prison depending on how long and whether it's a felony or not. Prison is for felonies. How did you get out of that one? When I first went in, this old white guy introduced himself and told this other white guy to look out for me. The other white dude came running from across the room. It was a big room, maybe 50 beds wide, grabbed my arm and pulled me out. He pushed me against the wall and said, "Dude. What the duck are you thinking? You would have gotten your ass beat and sent to the hospital." I asked him, "Why? That's the rec room, isn't it?" He said, "The Mexicans are holding a meeting right now." Dude ended up saving me 3 times during my incarceration of 2 days. Not shower. For weeks. He got his clothes ripped up and he was thrown half naked into the showers. They also tuned him up pretty good. Obviously not related to this guy, but I bunked next to a woman who refused to shower because she was pregnant. She was trying to become as unhealthy as possible in hopes that it would spur a miscarriage. She would also jump off the top bunks onto her stomach. She didn't eat for the first few days and she literally slept all day every day. I felt bad for her, but she was putting my own health in danger. I cut off 10 inches of my hair before going in to avoid getting lice, and I sure as hell wasn't going to let myself sleep next to someone who was going to attract bugs. If you have any sign of bugs, you go into isolation. I put in a request to move and made it very clear why. I told them that she was severely depressed and possibly suicidal. They let me move across the room to an open bunk, but nothing happened with her. She should have been in the medical bay, but they were too full. They always let the inmates take care of the smelly ones. They don't want to have to be the ones to do it for a couple of reasons, one of which being that if it's the CO doing it, it gives them the impression that nobody cares, it's just the rules. When all the other inmates grab you and stick your stank in the shower, it's pretty clear that nobody is going to tolerate your crap. Everyone cleans themselves. It's the only time I've ever seen crap given away for free. Toiletries like deodorant, toothpaste, soap and shampoo were things people would eventually give you out of anger. I angrily gave away many sticks of deodorant just to keep my own self from smelling like rank human. No, don't bother thinking you owe me, I'm not doing this for you. I'm diabetic, so I get an orange as part of my meal. I'd save the orange peels and put them on my bed so that the cell smelled like oranges instead of humans. Not an ex-inmate, but an ex-corrections officer. Dude came in on drug charges. First thing he does upon walking into the pod is announce loudly enough that I could hear that he got drugs past the dummies in intake. Yeah, not the brightest bulb, that one. Lol. Kid gets booked in, hits the unit and starts borrowing food and other commissary items. Before he knew it, he was $200 in the hole. Problem is, in jail and prison, most people who are willing to loan items out expect 2 or 3 of the same item back. You know, interest. Very easy way to get yourself in debt is by borrowing any food or other items. Never get in debt while incarcerated. Skinny kid, hippie type, got busted with some weed. Someone else on the range was getting beat up for something or other and the kid tried to intervene. Just said hey, leave him alone, got beat to within an inch of his life in the shower. Pro tip, in jail, mind your own business. I was still in intake in NSP, Nevada State Prison. A lil dude came in touting ab crap, Aryan Brotherhood. So an ab sent him on a mission to beat someone up. An old man. The old man beat his ass. I got to the yard, a black dude came into our unit, barking at a white dude about money owed. I was the only black dude in the unit. Black dude looks at me and says, "Oh Osiris. We go accept this crap?" I raised up off my rack and said, "I have to live here, dog," and laid my ass back down. Pro tip, in jail, mind your own business. Collect calls his grandma and just cusses her out, and talks to her like dog crap, because she didn't want to put her house up for collateral to bail him out. Anybody do anything to teach him manners? Or just mind their business? Nothing serious. He was shut out from having access to any of the goodies inmates were able to get. Baldwin County Jail in Alabama is quick to add charges and extend your stay to keep that head count up. The jail was all about barely meeting requirements and keeping as much money as possible coming in. They were so cheap that they put beans with almost every lunch and dinner, and on Saturday and Sunday they didn't serve the usual 3 meals. You got brunch and an early dinner and then a single peanut butter and jelly sandwich around 7 p.m. Yeah, BC, the sheriff in that county gets the difference of what's paid for inmate food, and what's allotted for food. A slight twist, we had a pink wet floor sign that we would put up in the entrance to the showers, so everyone knew there was someone in there jerking off. The fun game was to watch the new guys, myself included, innocently walk into the entrance to the showers that very first time, past the pink wet floor sign, and then see him come skittering back out a few moments later. Was there ever a time where the guy didn't walk out? It was a minimum security prison. We were all relatively harmless. I don't think there was ever more than strong irritation from the guy jerking in the shower. After all, it had likely been done to him when he was new. Goofy looking kid, curly hair, thick glasses. He comes in and for some reason he befriends me. He starts telling me what he did, sexual assault if a minor. I told him not to be telling nobody that crap because it'll get you in trouble. The rest of that day and the next, I bailed out. By then, I could hear him from across the hall telling other people. Not surprised if he's been kicked around a few times. When the skinny little street thug white kid walked across the yard and threw a my N-word at a bench full of Crips, didn't see him much after that crap storm. Not in jail, but when I was living in LA I was at a park and no joke some white kid did this as a joke to a group of black guys. They beat the crap out of him. I was 10ish and noped the duck out of there back to my house lol. God, the suburban thug white boys were far and away the most annoying cats in prison. Always begging for prison, always needing moved, always getting themselves into trouble. Father-in-law did 12 years on a second-degree murder rap back in the very early 90s. He told me that one time this new guy plopped himself down at the Hells Angels table and started eating breakfast. When he was told to move, he ignored them. After breakfast, the correction officers ended up having to cut through about 6 rolls of duct tape to get the guy loose. He never sat near the Hells Angels again. I'm Canadian. I took police foundations in college, and had the opportunity to visit a prison and walk around the med and minimum security prisons. Trailer Park Boys are not that far off from the truth. Crap looked like a party. In medium security, guards would joke that so much weed gets smoked here that they get a contact high, and it's so prevalent that they try to stop it from getting in, but once it's in, it's free game. Some dude walked by our group and I noticed him pocket a Gatorade bottle of brown liquid, which I'm assuming was homemade alcohol. Another dude was absolutely roided the duck out, grilling us and flexing at us in his cell lol. Minimum security was where they put the almost retired COs, who weren't physically fit for the higher security roles. Literally like Trailer Park Boys, cracking jokes with the guards. Guards look the other way for small crap like weed, and inmates mostly seemed extremely respectful and just happy to be there in minimum. Admit that he was in for sexual assault and being a pedo. And then it was about 8 PM and we found out he was a chronic masturbator and he would not stop jacking off in his bunk. He was 22. And it was jail, not prison, so at that moment, we had maybe 12 to 15 people in our cell. Some guy woke up from a nap and thought he was having a seizure, so he went to go check on him. What a goddamn shock they both had. Like and subscribe for more r/ask Reddit videos.